all you beautiful radio listeners. Thank you for dropping in on our little happy hour. We appreciate you listening. If you're watching on YouTube, here's a hand gesture just for you. You're welcome. YouTubers, feel free to hit us up on the chat. If you're listening on the radio, 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, online, 1051thefan.com, Odyssey.com, the Odyssey app, through a smart speaker. Use the fan text line. It's 503-2GO-FAN. That's 503-864-6326. Share your thoughts, ask questions, solicit advice, or answer me this, dear listeners. Do you have any sports pet peeves that you can't stop doing yourself? Are you picking up what I'm putting down here, lowercase? Are there things that bug you about watching sports, or like the things that you get caught up in that bug you? Because I have one that I noticed last night.
I can't really think of one, but
well, let me give you the
good
example, and we'll see if this gets you anything going. One of the things that I try very hard not to do, and this particularly happens if you pick up a basketball game during the NBA regular season, baseball during the regular season, if I watch a couple hockey games a month, try not to put everything into the result of a single game. I cannot avoid it. It's nothing worse when you turn on the radio and you hear some guy, probably me, just going, hey, we've decided that this team is good because this result happened one night.
I can 100% agree with that.
Okay.
The Steeler fan in me is going, yep.
Now, in football, there's so few games that I'll give you a little, and you have a week before you have another game. So I think it's built in. Maybe that's really what it is. It's the football fan in us coming out during other sports. I mean, you get 17 NFL regular season games. Once you get into October, man, you kind of know what your team is. And if they don't perform the way you expect them to, then you just go, well, maybe they weren't that, and their season's over, and they're just going to limp into the playoffs, and they're going to be out in the first round because they're the Steelers, and this is what they do. And then you get all of the years of pent-up frustration of Tomlin having won a Super Bowl the second time out and then not doing anything for a long time. So I think that's fair. Sorry to personally attack your
just
Steelers.
Dug the heels right in, didn't you?
Hey, listen, my team just won the Super Bowl, so I could pick apart the Seahawks season. They did lose 3 games. Would you like me to tell you how they lost all 3 of those games and why it was so frustrating? They're all on Sam Darnold. Every single one. They fumble against San Francisco. Listen, I think maybe that's what it is. I think this little conversation is helping. I think maybe it's just that NFL, that football fan in all of us, where you watch a game and you go, oh, man, I guess I was wrong about these guys. You and I just talked about Cade Cunningham. You see what he did last night against the Spurs?
Yeah, I saw it.
He missed 21 of 26 shots. Now, here's the other thing about that, though. I want to just point this out. So this is me trying to go, there's got to be a silver lining here. Your star, your young star, 25 years old, first number 1 overall pick, he's out there taking a team that was at the bottom of the league, worst record in franchise history just recently, has taken them to the top of the Eastern Conference. They're playing against a team that had won 8 in a row in the San Antonio Spurs. Victor Wembanyama is an absolute freak. Probably never seen anybody quite like him. He went out and filled up the stat sheet. 21 points, 17 rebounds, 6 blocks, doing what he does. Cade Cunningham missed 21 shots out of 26 shots, which is, it's not that many shots to take. I mean, there's a lot of guys that shoot at much higher volume than that. So, not a great night. 16 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks. That's still quite the contribution.
Still managed to fill up the stat sheet despite missing 20 shots.
Your star had 16 points. You only lost 114-103. So what I didn't want to do, I looked at initially my thought, and I watched the highlights from that game just going, ugh. But the highlights don't do it justice. So what I wanted to do was make sure that I avoided that pitfall that I often fall into. I'm trying to get better as a person, and we're trying to get better as a show. I mean, not Casey, but me. And we're trying to be better for you listeners. So if you heard us the last couple days, we talked a lot about that game that he had on Thursday night against the Knicks, and we revisited, I think, yesterday again. Dude's real good. Not a great game, scoring the basketball. That happens. That happens. And when you have to shoot around a guy with a 10-foot wingspan, it makes things more difficult. So not a great night overall, but I'm starting to get like a little excitement for the NBA playoffs.
I am too. I think I'm going to place a futures here pretty soon.
Ooh, where's the futures going?
I think it's going to go on Detroit.
Oh, I like that.
I think so.
Well, you'll have to do this for me real quick because I'm gonna tell people about something. Go ahead and pull up what the odds are for the Pistons. I'm curious about that. You won't tempt me on a futures bet with the Detroit Pistons, but I'd be curious. They're the number 1 seed in the East right now. They have been good all year. Now, if you bought one at the beginning of the season, I'd be curious what that is too. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to tell you, Fan Madness is back. Join the Fan Thursday, March 19th and Friday, March 20th for 2 of the most exciting days of basketball at Tom's Watch Bar in the A&A Casino Resort in Ridgefield. Dirt and Sprague, the firm of Harrison Meringue, the Fan Happy Hour with yours truly, and Primetime with Isaac and Suk, all broadcasting live throughout the day. Do not miss a minute of the action. Play hooky with the Fan for Fan Madness, brought to you by A&A and Window Nation, March 19th and 20th at A&A Casino Resort. What kind of action can you get on the Pistons right now?
Pistons odds to win the finals are plus 1,300.
Okay.
Their odds to win the Eastern Conference are plus 350.
Well, you buy both tickets. Could you parlay that?
Yeah. I believe you could.
Could you? They have to win the East, and I don't know why you wouldn't.
And their odds to win the Central, which they are currently leading in, minus 2,500.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, they've got I'm trying to think of who else is in the Central. The Cavs would be in there, yeah, and they're 5 seed. I'm not looking at it right now.
Loading.
You're probably the wrong guy to ask the next question that I have to ask, but I've got a curiosity. Here's another pet peeve that I have in sports. How us as fans, us as radio personalities, how much we love to play GM. Did you find what you were looking for there? Who else is number 2 in the Central?
The Cavs are 7 games behind.
Okay. 7-game lead with 27, 28 to play, something around there. Okay, so we love to play GM. We love to tell teams what they should do. If I was in charge, most of us aren't even in charge at our jobs, let alone our families. Our wife's probably in charge when we get home. I know your girlfriend's in charge. We've talked about this enough. Yet you want to be in charge of player personnel for a billion-dollar franchise. Sorry, tens of billions. Who knows what the Seahawks are going to sell for? The Lakers just sold for $10 billion. The NFL has to be a lot. Here's what you're going to deal with. Ravens GM Eric DeCosta is confident about reaching a massive contract extension and with Lamar Jackson and resetting the market for center Tyler Linderbaum. Okay? He's very confident they will be able to do those things. Right now, you've got a $74.5 million cap hit for Lamar Jackson on that team. What is Lamar Jackson doing when he hears that from his GM? Said publicly, I'm going to get the center. I'm going to reset the center market. Fantastic. Right now, I think the highest paid center is $18 million. You want to reset that market? Awesome. You want to extend your quarterback? That makes sense. What's Lamar Jackson doing right now? He's campaigning for one of his 2 tight ends. Isaiah Likely has to come back. I need this guy. I need this guy so much. They just extended Mark Andrews. He's going out and trying to get a guy who had his lowest career totals in 2025, 307 receiving yards, 1 touchdown, 27 receptions in 14 games. Your quarterback, who's getting an extension, getting his center, is campaigning while you're making the announcement. Do you have any confidence in the Baltimore Ravens winning with Lamar Jackson?
I think they're going to be really dangerous this year.
I think they're going to be dangerous every year.
My issue
They just fired their coach. They're bringing in a defensive coordinator to be their new head coach. I know that they're adding pieces all around to figure out this coaching staff, but if you couldn't make it work with John Harbaugh, you won 2 MVPs. He's often absent from the playoffs because of injury risk or injury problems. So now you have all of these demands coming. It's only going to cost you more and more money. He's the second most expensive quarterback in the league. It's proving again and again to be harder and harder to build a team around a quarterback who is getting paid. Patrick Mahomes is offered to take less money. He wants a big extension. He wants all of his guys so it can be his buddies. That cannot be an easy job.
The one thing Baltimore hasn't done
is win in the playoffs.
Is build around Lamar. They've built around their system. They've continued to, again, they're a 3 tight end team. I'm going to load up on my offensive line. My front seven's going to dominate. But they drafted Zay Flowers, and who's their other receiver?
Well, but you have
Rashad Bateman.
Yes.
Is Rashad Bateman a number 2 receiver comparatively to the rest of the league?
Would you rather have Derrick Henry or George Pickens?
Depends who my quarterback is.
It's Lamar Jackson is your quarterback.
Then I think I'm going to take George Pickens.
But the problem is, if you don't have a running game to complement Lamar, then he has to do the running, and that's when he gets hurt.
But now you have Derrick Henry.
Yeah, well, yes, now you do.
You're still loaded up on that O-line.
It's just a tricky puzzle. But that's the thing. But then you have to find money. Maybe go out and get a top 10 draft pick at wide receiver, but you probably also need to help the defense, which wasn't nearly as good as it was the year before.
I'm sorry, I believe they have picked 13.
Okay, but either way.
Yeah.
Either way. It's just
still
such a puzzle.
Talented piece.
See, he just said it. It's all we want to do is play GM. And what are we doing?
Playing GM.
God. Let's do some in case you missed it. In case you missed it, former NHL and Team USA star Jeremy Roenick says that he was the only person cheering in a Canadian airport bar when Team USA beat Canada for the Olympic gold. Hockey players are just built different. Roenick didn't even have a flight. He just jumped on a same-day ticket to Vancouver so he could hang out in the terminal and try to get in a fight with a Canadian. I love... How could he not plan better to not be in the airport? Like, that's where you had to be for that? Come on. In case you missed it, Cubs outfielder Pete Crow Armstrong sparked a rivalry this week by claiming the Dodgers fans only go to games to take pictures, unlike passionate Chicagoans. And he's right, Chicago fans aren't there just for the gram. They're there to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," eat 7 to 9 Chicago dogs, and have minor heart attacks like real baseball fans.
Chicago dogs are good, though.
Oh, amen. You don't need to tell me. I can have a Chicago dog, maybe. Well, I could probably have 3 Chicago dogs. Let's be honest. They are delicious. 7 to 9? I don't know about that. Pete Crow Armstrong is actually an L.A. native, which is why he's required to end his quote by saying, "I'm sure I come off like a douche sometimes." So that is part of the requirements, having lived in Los Angeles, like myself. In case you missed it, Texans GM Nick Caserio aggressively shut down moronic online rumors suggesting Houston might trade star quarterback C.J. Stroud. Nick, you don't need to say moronic online rumors. That's a waste of an adjective. It's like saying disappointing Jets season or confusing Aaron Rodgers interview or terrible in case you missed it joke. You just, come on, you can be more efficient with your words. You're welcome for the help. In case you missed it, Kevin Durant admitted this week that he earned a multi-million-dollar paycheck for a 2-hour CeraVe commercial that poked fun at his notoriously dry skin. People are acting shocked that KD is finally being self-deprecating and having a sense of humor. Turns out, all it took for him to stop being defensive was a check with 7 zeros on it. That seems perfectly within character. I don't know why people are surprised by that. He didn't find perspective. He found a way to monetize his ashy ankles.
Those ankles are ashy.
I know, but this isn't rocket, sir. You're like, oh, man, look at him finally having a sense of humor. Yeah, he got paid millions of dollars.
What he does.
Like he called them. Give me a break. In case you missed it, Jeopardy contestants went viral on social media after drawing blank stares and completely failing to identify a clue about reigning NBA MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, which makes actually perfect sense because all 3 contestants were from the Clippers front office. So that was it. Totally no clue who he was. Who's this guy? Is he good at basketball? Trade him! Trade him to the Midwest. In case you missed it, Houston Rockets swingman Terry Eason delivered a cheap shot on a fast break this week that resulted in a gruesome leg injury for Utah Jazz guard Vince Williams Jr. Man, the Jazz are taking this tanking thing really seriously when they're actually asking other teams to injure players I've never even heard of. That is going a little too far. In case you missed it, Pacers coach Rick Carlisle blasted the NBA's tanking investigation, calling the league's questions ridiculous after Indiana was handed a $100,000 fine. Carlisle says the league lawyers actually asked if they considered medicating Aaron Naismith so he could play through a hand injury in a season where the team is 30 games under 500. That's not a joke. Rick's point is simple. Buying a ticket to a Pacers game shouldn't legally require a team to roll out a hobbled Naismith, a one-legged Tyrese Halliburton, and a banged-up Lindsey Vonn. That is not fair. Some injuries are real. Look, if the foundation of the association is one Aaron Naismith appearance away from collapsing, I'd hate to say it, but it might be time to take the league to the glue factory. Lindsey
Vonn just catches too many strays.
What's that?
Lindsey Vonn just catches too many strays on this show.
She made herself go out and play. That wasn't a stray. I was going to say her dog. That would have been worse. No? Thought that would be in poor taste. In case you missed it, Steelers GM Omar Khan has left the door open for 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers to return in 2026, though the team is also actively exploring long-term franchise quarterback options. Sounds like Rodgers finally convinced the front office to join him on an ayahuasca trip. Like, what if we have a 50-year-old quarterback and a quarterback of the future at the same time, man? I mean, we've already got the human Kool-Aid man as our coach, so oh yeah, let's go. Big heavy red-faced guy.
Kool-Aid man.
What? He's big and he's red. No, is that not? That's perfect. Is that inaccurate? Okay. Okay. Finally. Do you have my letter writing music ready? I'm going to need it for this one. In case you missed it, Cleveland Browns GM Andrew Berry announced that he is starting. He announced that the starting QB job is wide open for competition between Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson. Dear Santa, Jesus, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It's me, Luke. I know it's been a while, but I have a big request. I don't need money, world peace, or even new socks. Just one thing. Can you please put the 2026 Cleveland Browns on HBO's Hard Knocks? That's all I need. Thanks, guys. I would really appreciate it if we could get that quarterback controversy. Is all the world needs right now. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hey, let's big thanks to our studio audience. I appreciate you. We do have, what is it called? Play-by-playback. It's going to be the best sound from games played from the weekend and beyond. We will take a look at those and see what it means for the future. Up next, though, a lot of headlines in the NFL. What's happening with quarterback play in Miami, in Atlanta, what's going on with the New York Jets. I've got it all and more in the Daily Buzz. We do that next on 105.1 The Fan.
The
Oh, boy. Good day to get paid not to work, I suppose. It sounds very much like the Dolphins are planning to move on from Tua Tagovailoa. This from Jonathan Jones at CBS Sports. He said releasing Tua with a post-June 1st designation is the option nearly everyone in the league anticipates. So, of course, people are starting to get together for the combine and having conversations about what's going on in the league. Tagovailoa threw a career worst 15 interceptions last year. A straight release would mean $99.2 million in dead money. The June 1st split is to $55 million in 2026 and $43 million in 2027. But we've seen a lot of dead cap money actually work out pretty well for the team. Look what the Denver Broncos did. They moved on from Russell Wilson. They went and got a guy named Bo Nix. They brought him in on a rookie contract, built a great defense, and got all the way to the AFC Championship game. Probably the only thing that stopped him from not going to the Super Bowl was no Bo Nix. So there is better alternatives out there than paying Tua a whole pile of money.
The Buzz.
All right, let's go to similar news. In Atlanta, the Falcons have informed veteran quarterback Kirk Cousins that he will be released on March 11th at the start of the new league year. Dead cap money for him is, this says massive. Listen, you pull up two articles back to back. They don't talk to each other. Can we get AI so that these articles can communicate? A massive $22 million in 2026. Sounds a lot smaller when you say 55 for the Dolphins and 12.5 in 2027. So that is a lot less money than what you're dealing with in Miami, but still a big pile of cash sitting in a pile going to a guy that will not be playing for you. So not great, Bob.
We looked at it on the firm. Kirk Cousins is the fourth highest paid NFL player in history.
Nobody has played the business game better than Kirk Cousins. He needs to write a book when he's done, and that should be handed out to everyone at the combine when they go in. The way he bet on himself and won multiple times throughout his career, this guy was drafted the same year by the same team that had the Rookie of the Year quarterback. And what's RG3 made in his career? That would be what I'd like to see the notes on. Compare Kirk to RG3 and tell me which one looks better.
The Buzz.
The New York Jets are prepared to use the franchise tag or find a long-term agreement with Breece Hall. They are willing to pay the running back for the long term. Or if they can't get it done before the start of the season, they'll use a franchise tag. It would be the ideal situation for everybody. The tag for running backs projected at $14.5 million. Doesn't feel like the league is real running back heavy and forward on re-signing guys using the tag or what we're calling huge long-term deals. And it's the Jets. Do you believe this is the right move? Is anybody? Just me? Is it just me?
I bet it's going to be the right move if they end up parting ways. Breece Hall had 4 years of 1,000 all-purpose yards.
Yeah, he rushed for a career high 1,067 yards. The team went 3-14. That's what we want to build around.
You gotta start getting rid of pieces.
Listen, I know how sad it is that Saquon Barkley was the missing piece in Philadelphia, and when he was able to walk away from the Giants, it broke the heart of a lot of people. I totally understand that. The chances of Breece Hall leaving the Jets, going within division, and winning a Super Bowl aren't worth overpaying a running back. You know what I mean? Like, it's just,
and the likelihood of it happening within the division.
Oh, listen, the Patriots sign him, and that's their missing piece. They've got pretty good running backs.
They got 2 running
sign him.
backs.
The Bills sign him. They've got missing piece. The Dolphins being a piece away from winning anything, very unlikely. Just make the smart decision.
All 3 of those teams have 2 running backs.
Who's the starting quarterback for the Jets?
Justin Fields.
Didn't he get benched midway through the year?
Sorry, are you saying for
the future? Do they have a quarterback?
They do not have.
Then do not send a running back. Can we is that Jets? Stop being the Jets, please.
The Buzz.
Okay, so we have to have a deal by March 10th. That's what the WNBA saying to the Players Association. We need a handshake deal in place by the March 10th to move on, to avoid delaying the regular season. I don't know if you've heard any of the comments from the Portland Fire players. Oh, no, wait. They don't have any players. We haven't even had the expansion draft. The WNBA has as much momentum as they have ever had. They have as much excitement as they've ever had. I know that you're very far apart on this. Please get this done. I mean, just figure it out for your league. I don't want this to be something that is detrimental to the health and future of this league. It does have some excitement. It is good. Don't get in your own way. Please.
Invest in the momentum.
Yes, thank you. Just, ladies, gentlemen, whoever's arguing on whichever behalf, please figure this out. Don't be dumb.
The Buzz.
And finally, in baseball, the Atlanta Braves have locked up reigning NL Cy Young winner Chris Sale with a 1-year, $27 million extension through 2026. Sale's career resurgence in Atlanta has been something to watch for sure. He is being rewarded handsomely, and this from the club president of baseball ops. He said, if anyone deserves it, it's him. There's no better person to have as the highest paid player in history of the organization. He has earned it. So Chris Sale, don't get hurt like everybody else in the Atlanta organization has been recently. So get out there, play well. The Braves were really fun in the last few years. They've been beat up, but they did such a good job of signing young stars early for less than what they would have cost if you waited longer. So getting guys locked up. Feels like they've been making all the right moves. They just need to stay healthy. So
when Acuna is healthy, that team rolls. So pray that Ronald Acuna stays healthy all year.
You are not wrong about that. All right, Take Your Pick is the fun segment where we go through play-by-play calls and try to figure out what they mean for the future of their franchises, of their players, of the leagues, what is going on. We will do that fun segment. But first, let's walk over to the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk and see what we missed.
First on the Fan, Browns GM Andrew Berry spoke to reporters and indicated that Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson will be among those competing for a starting gig in Cleveland in 2026. I know you talked about it in case you missed it, but who would you rather see?
Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, Phillip Rivers. Who else do we got? Anybody but those. Tua, Kyler Murray, Justin Fields. The ghost of Joe Namath. I think he's still alive. Wait, is he still alive?
I believe so.
Yeah, Bart Starr.
He's gone.
No, he's gone. Yeah, okay. So who? Casey Smith.
I can sling it.
Yeah, I bet you can. No, you said your shoulder's messed up just the other day. I can sling it. Hey, listen.
I can give you 4 good throws.
On Saturday, the nephews wanted to go and chuck the ball around the yard a little bit. I was kind of hitting my spots, man. A 12 and 13-year-old out scrapping in the backyard. Very narrow backyard, limited space to operate. We ran a flea flicker. I went out for a pass, caught it over the kid. I mean, I'm just saying.
No torn ligaments, no pulled
nothing,
anything?
Nothing at all. Listen, I wasn't trying too hard. Also put a little hoops, too. I took on brother and nephew. Brother's 6'4", played little college hoops. Me and his son beat him and his nephew. So his son.
How tall is his son?
He's 5'8",
Okay.
13 years old. Played for the 8th grade team. He was on the A team. 7th grade?
So he can hoop a little bit.
Yeah. He's got a little height on his nephew. That's why I couldn't let father-son go at us. We even it up. But listen, the athletic performances this weekend were just fine. So, yeah, I'd rather play than watch Deshaun Watson or Shedeur Sanders go out and captain the Cleveland Browns. Just put Myles Garrett over there. Put Chloe Kim on the other side, and then Myles Garrett, and they can canoodle on the sideline during special teams plays. Anybody but those.
Again, just throw her over.
I do want it to be Hard Knocks, though. That I'm not kidding. If that
goal line decisions, just Myles Garrett, toss Chloe Kim through the air.
Look at that. It's a 74-80 over the top of the whatever. It'd be great.
For more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt.
That was Kenny Albert on the call of the game-winning goal from Jack Hughes. And I know we did a little bit of Olympics of breakdown yesterday,
Yeah, for sure.
but I think we jumped off of this too quickly.
All right. What do you got?
I mean, we're champions.
Yeah, that gave me kind of goosebumps there. I mean, that was it is what the Olympics are all about, where it's you have the entire world watching and you have that one moment. And the way that the U.S. team played, they were able to weather the onslaught that Team Canada was giving to them. Did you end up going back and watching it? I highly recommend that you do.
I did, and now I have a song to play.
Oh, do you? Let's hear it.
I'll take and you say, by the dawn's razor cat row. The sun, damn it! Why you looking at fool? Shut your face! I'm the home of the free, and the something of the brave. Play ball!
Ah, I love that. Fantastic.
Cunningham. Matched up with Vassell to the rack. Blocked by Wembanyama. Unbelievable. My goodness. Oh, that is a layup or a bucket 99% of the way.
That was Wembanyama once again making a highlight reel. We talked about Cade Cunningham and the Pistons, and I've been on the Cade Cunningham train, saying he's a future MVP. Well, he ran into a Wembanyama last night.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't give all the credit to that. The Spurs are a great organization that have figured out a way to accumulate talent and then lucked their way into getting an all-time prospect in Victor Wembanyama. And you take away the scary moment where, what was it, a blood clot that has him sidelined for half a season. If he stays healthy and ends up playing with what seems to be a whole lot of passion. The guy wants to win. I mean, he's not even afraid to go out and give it everything he's got for the All-Star game. It feels like he's got the right attitude. He's absolutely unique in the way that he moves at his size. He is going to be a champion. It's a matter of when, but the fact that he ended up with this organization, it feels like he's probably going to be there for life, because this is what San Antonio does, is it puts good pieces around it. I don't know how they fleeced Sacramento into giving up De'Aaron Fox, or Sacramento fleeced themselves. Oh, look how good we are. Oh, now we're bad. Oh, take all our players, please. It's just such a bizarre thing. And I think all of their, I'm going to use air quotes here, stars already out for the season in Sacramento. That was a very, very weird blip when they were, a 2 seed a few years ago?
Yeah, light the beam.
I do not think that it will be a blip once the Spurs figure out a way to get to the top of the NBA, which feels like that's where they are. Certainly among the contenders this year. They're going to be up there for a long time, provided he stays healthy. It seems unfair, but here we are.
5 targets, 5 catches, 93 yards. Cousins going that way again. He's got it. Touchdown. What a night for Kyle Pitts.
The Atlanta Falcons have placed the franchise tag on tight end Kyle Pitts, locking him up with the team for the 2026 season. Where does Pitts rank in tight ends around the league for you?
From a talent standpoint, from a measurable standpoint, he's off the chart. I mean, that's why there was so much hype around him. He's still pretty young. I think he's only 25 years old. So if you're building a team for the future, which Atlanta doesn't have much choice but to build for the future, they are in a position where if Michael Penix ends up being the guy, or they can figure out who the quarterback is, don't forget that they actually tied for the division lead. It was tiebreakers that put Carolina in the playoffs. They ended up being really good down the stretch. He just coming off of his best season that he's had. There's a thing that I always go back to, and I love telling this story because it just, you realize, that all these guys are kind of destined to be where they're going to be. But Micah Parsons was saying the biggest hit that he'd ever taken in his entire life, he was playing tight end in high school, and the linebacker that came up to crush him was Kyle Pitts. So they've been on a collision course. They end up switching sides of the ball in college and end up, I think they were drafted back-to-back or right near each other. I'm not sure exactly what the order ended up being, but that was a draft day story that just makes me laugh. and you realize how much football this kid has ahead of him. I hope that Atlanta gets everything right. I was a little surprised that they fired their coach and moved on from Raheem Morris, but I think if you're looking at just upside, there's not a lot of guys that I would put ahead of Kyle Pitts. If you're looking at production and you need a guy for one game and assuming everybody's healthy, I think there's a few guys that I would put ahead of him. Top 2 or 3 talent, top 10 tight end in the league right now. And there's a lot of really good tight ends.
I think he possibly could be the most talented tight end in the league. They've just underutilized him because you need to give a guy like Bijan 30 touches a game.
If you just split touches between those two, Atlanta is going to be really fun to watch. Like I said, if Penix is a guy, watch out for the Falcons next year.
Take your time, man. You're chasing a record. Don't rush this thing here.
An unofficial 4.25 in his first run, and he's going to run it again to try and get John Ross's 4.22. Here it goes. Oh!
Keep going. He might just keep running right out of the stadium.
The roar of the crowd.
That is awesome.
That was Xavier Worthy in his NFL Combine, breaking the then record set by John Ross. Worthy ran a 4.21 at the Combine back in 2024. Do you think the record gets broken this year?
I'm going to be very honest with you. I don't care. I mean, John Ross, how tell me about his NFL career. What are the Chiefs looking for right now? Weapons, because they don't have enough of them, and they were a write-in for the Super Bowl every year. And when you kind of feature the offense around Xavier Worthy, it tends to be very meh. Who's the franchise that's known for taking the fastest wide receiver, regardless of their talent? Oh, the Raiders. When was the last time they won a Super Bowl? Who cares? Like, honestly, who cares? Any of the measurables at the Combine, you can give me all of the things. Once a guy is drafted, sure, it's fun to look at and go, man, this Nick Emmanwori kid seems like he's a legit deal. You know what the funniest thing about that was? You know who they compared him to from a measurables standpoint? The guy they traded away to get that draft pick. Nobody has had a combined measurable set with size and strength and burst and leap and speed and whatever since DK Metcalf. Yeah, you know what? They moved on from DK Metcalf and they got this guy. And the thing that I like about Nick Emmanwori is when one of your players goes and gets a taunting foul against the entire sideline of an opponent in a game that matters immensely for a chance to go to the Super Bowl, who's the one that goes and shuts him up? It's rookie Nick Emmanwori. It wasn't his 4.3 speed. It wasn't his 38-inch vertical. It wasn't his 6'4", 240 frame or whatever the hell it is. It was his head. So I do not care about the Combine. It is the Underwear Olympics. That clip is hilarious. Oh, you listen to the crowd. It's a guy in underpants running down an empty stadium sideline. Shut up.
310. He's a little high hipped. You can see how long-legged he is. He's a little stiff in the hips, but boy, is he stout again. Ooh, that hurt.
Well, he's laughing.
He's really stout against the run. High school hoops player. Wow.
That slide is now illegal in Major League Baseball, by the way. He tries that.
That was another 40-yard dash, but this one was remembered for a different reason, if you do remember this. That was Super Bowl champion defensive tackle Chris Jones of the Chiefs during his time at the Combine. If you remember, Jones ran his 40-yard dash. He tumbled at the end of it, and he accidentally exposed himself to all of Lucas Oil Stadium.
You're welcome, Lucas Oil Stadium. That's all you can hope for in this event. Remember how much fun they made of Josh Allen and the way that he ran his 40, that weird arms back style? Did he turn out being pretty good? Yeah, I think he did.
Is there any other Combine moment that sticks out to you for a funny reason?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, like I said, it's something that I kind of ignore. It's the point where college football meets the NFL, so it gives me some intrigue. Honestly, if you listen to this entire show, you'll realize the stories that I picked out of it, which is the gossip about free agents and what people are planning to do. It's a de facto league meeting with a little bit more, I don't know, access to some of the guys because you're talking mostly about these draft picks, but if a good reporter goes in there, he can get some dirt on what a team is going to do. I find that to be interesting, but yeah, to be quite honest, I mean, the best quarterbacks don't throw and the best running backs don't run and the whatever it is.
Again, their pro days are where they'll show.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very silly thing that we've gotten all caught up in this, that it really matters so much, and I'm sure that there's some utility to it. Of course, you're going out to see what guys look like in person, and there's guys that can make a name for themselves and all of that. But yeah, no, the whole thing to me is silly. And I mean, even go back to your last point, like, is somebody going to break the record? One of the conversations that sticks into my head that I've had in my life, we had a gal that used to work with us, and her daughter was a good softball player, got put into one of the big, travel programs where, it's the baseball factory. Right, you get in there, and we're gonna get your daughter into college, and we're gonna do this, and they make all these promises. Well, she was not so happy with the services she would get, and so I made a call to a friend who was a local high school baseball coach, and I asked him about the program, and he went on for 90 minutes just ragging on it, how he would rather take an athlete that is looking for something to do in the spring than take somebody out of one of these programs that is there just to see how fast they can throw a baseball or how far they can hit a baseball, because that is not playing baseball. Seeing how fast you can run the cone drill or the 40-yard dash does not make you a good football player. Going back and looking at the tape and seeing what you did against Alabama or Tennessee or Michigan's defense, or name the school here, or even going back and looking at what a guy like Gray Zabel was able to do at the FCS level and win 2 championships there, a guy that won 3 championships in Super Bowl, guess what? You put him inside of an offensive line that is getting better, and now he's got a pro championship to go with all the success he had. Guys that know how to win, know how to play football is what I would take every day of the week. So yeah, I will pass on the combine if I get the invite. Maybe I'll go to Indianapolis and hang out at some of the bars afterwards, but yeah, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time in there. Oh, look at this guy. Look how he fits those shorts. Ugh.
Again, because there's a ton of players that won't go to the combine. That'll end up being stars anyways.
Well, for sure. Was Brock Purdy at the combine? He'd have been happy to throw if he got an invite. I don't think.
He was Mr. Irrelevant, so
he was a final pick. I don't know if he was or not, but listen. If he was, he didn't show out enough to beat anything besides the final pick of the draft. He's done pretty well for himself. All right, let's do one more for the road. It involves your hometown team. Of course, we'll check your text messages and YouTube chats as well. But yeah, we'll do that next. It is Happy Hour on 105.1 and the Fan Sports Network. sometimes you can be a radio show and a podcast. We do it every day. So if you missed anything from this broadcast, you're not listening right now, or you want to go back and listen again and again and again, just go to 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, odyssey.com. You can find it on our socials. It'll be out there in the world just for you. Mr. Smith, what are people saying on the YouTube chats and the text toy?
Someone asks, will Mike McCarthy be the shortest tenured coach in Steelers history?
No, I think the Steelers had some. If you go way back in the day, they didn't have 3 coaches in history, but they did before, Chuck Noll. They had a handful of other guys that were short-termed. They just had 3 coaches that lasted a span of 50-some-odd years. So, yeah, there's a few guys. So, no, he's just a super safe hire. It's going to be boring. They're not going to get anything that they want out of it. It's just... I mean, hey, if he goes and turns this thing around, him and Aaron Rodgers have a second Super Bowl with a different team and they can hoist the Lombardi, that would be quite the thrill ride to go on. And the nice thing about the NFL is, dude, the longest odds of any 2 teams ever to meet in the Super Bowl happened last year. We saw it happen with the Greatest Show on Turf. They came out of nowhere. Strange things happen. I mean, in Nick Sirianni's opening press conference, you think he was going to win the Super Bowl? I did not think he would win a football game. I thought he might fall off the podium. Yet here we are. He's a champion too, so who knows?
We also have people asking for an update on the Black Gummy Bears.
The Black Gummy Bears got a nice win on Saturday. I apologize for not updating. I personally almost had a heart attack. We had a 16-10 lead going into the final 5-minute stretch. Of course, in Vancouver Rec League basketball, the clock stops every 5 minutes, so you can rotate out players. We've got a full roster. We've got 10. We've got probably the 6 shortest girls in the league all on one team, trying to figure out a way to rotate said players so that you're not mismatched at every turn is a puzzle that I am still working on. But I had it figured out on Saturday. I put our 5 tallest girls out there, probably 5 of the top 6, I would say, naturally talent level out there. Assistant coach looks over at me and goes, man, we got the all-star lineup out there. And they gave up 2 buckets. They had a chance at the free throw line. The Golden Retrievers is the team we were playing. They almost got us at the end. But the final minute, we held on to the 2-point lead. The crowd went wild. People were losing their minds. It was pandemonium at Furstenberg Community Center. And we got our first win of the season, baby. We're going to try to repeat and get 2 in a row this Saturday. Black Gummy Bears looking good, getting more aggressive. Same thing we did with the aggressive Orange Otters. We've thrown out fundamentals. It's just Thunderdome at practice, and then we take that kind of energy to the arena on Saturdays. Hopefully it continues that way. Let's do a very quick... All right, this is a fairly simple request. If you're going to lose to the Timberwolves tonight, Portland Trail Blazers, don't let Julius Randle be the reason. Last time you played, there was an ill Anthony Edwards out there or chipped up or something. He was questionable. I think it was illness. I might not be remembering correctly. You kept him in check very easily because he wasn't well. Julius Randle went off for 41. You got the Timberwolves tonight. Please be better. It's at home. I know you've got an easy schedule the rest of the way, but you have to win some of these games if we're going to have any faith in you when the playoffs come around. Thank you, Casey Smith. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Isaac Ropp. We're all done for now. Bye-bye.